At age 37 years old, after having 3 consecutive losses against Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira, and Beneil Dariush, MMA community has mixed views about whether Tony Ferguson should retire or not. These losses do not hurt much when you consider that Justin Gaethje went on to become interim lightweight champion, Charles Oliveira becoming the current undisputed lightweight champion, and Beneil Dariush had the current active winning streak of 7. But we have to consider some pros and cons being Tony Ferguson fan for such a long time. First, let us consider some cons to this game. The first cons is age of Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson is 37 years old. We know that fighters, when they get late in their career, when they do not retire at their prime, they get weak, they get lose. One of the facts that Daniel Cormier mentioned again in his interview with Eliel Helwani is that sometimes weird fighters can get away with weird styles. Like Tony Ferguson, those bloody elbows that he throws, that is very dangerous. So Tony Ferguson used to get away by these types of strikes, but now that Tony Ferguson is old, these holes in his game, like Kevin Lee says, the holes in his games is totally seen, and that's why I think age of Tony Ferguson is a big cons to this game. The other one is the damage taken by Tony Ferguson. In his fight against Justin Gaethje, Tony Ferguson took some heavy headshots. He took some bloody punches. He also took some heavy uppercuts and all those stuff that Justin Gaethje, we know Justin Gaethje is a hard hitter, he's a hard puncher. And also again the game of against Charles Oliveira and Beneil Dariush, he took some heavy ground and pound, gets taken down easily, and also had some significant type of arm bar and also a significant leg lock against Beneil Dariush. So that's why I think the second factor that we need to consider is the damage of Tony Ferguson, the damage that he took. Khabib Nurmagomedov said that Tony Ferguson would never recover from those damage given by Justin Gaethje in his fights. The third thing that we have to consider is the style of fighting of Tony Ferguson. Now Tony Ferguson is a weird fighter. He fights very unorthodox, and that's not a cons of his game. But if you consider those things at this age, it will be highly not advisable to give him such unique style of fighting. He must do a better game. He must evolve as a better puncher. He must do better if he has to continue this game. Now let us see some of the pros, like why Tony Ferguson should continue. The first is the level of competition. Look at these names: Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira, Beneil Dariush. These are some big names. Justin Gaethje becoming the interim lightweight champion, Charles Oliveira becoming the current undisputed lightweight champion, and Beneil Dariush at the current active winning streak of 7. That is a very high level of competition. So we must say that Tony Ferguson has faced very high level of competition. So that's why it is advisable that he must continue his fighting game. So that's why this is the number one point why he should continue fighting. The second point is 3 losses streak. Now 3 losses streak is not a big losses streak. We have seen certain fighters that have overcome such losses streaks. That's why I think Tony Ferguson should continue fighting. 3 losses streak is not that long to quit this game, and we know how unpredictable fight game can be. We know how unpredictable mixed martial arts competition can be. You can get hurt, you can get lost by multiple ways. That's why I think his 3 fight loss streak is not that big a deal. Now the third point, and I think the biggest point in my view, was his previous 12 fight win streak, which was one of the best and most impressive current fight streaks in the game. If you not consider Usman's 14 fight win streaks. That's why I think 12 fight win streak of Tony Ferguson is absolutely amazing in one of the toughest divisions in the world. Like lightweight division of UFC is stacked with multiple types of better fighters. That's why I think Tony Ferguson should not think about retirement, because 3 fight losses streak is not that long, and he had 12 fight win streak in one of the most tough division of the UFC. Now I would like to suggest something to Tony Ferguson. If someone hear this and you are a Tony fan, you must understand that he needs a step down in competition, as suggested by the guy Ariel Helwani. And that Ariel Helwani guy said that Tony Ferguson must fight an unranked opponent, and the unranked opponent must be out of top 15. So that's why I think that's a good point, but I think he can fight Michael Chandler. We know there was some bad blood between them, Michael Chandler and Tony Ferguson. So Tony Ferguson can fight Michael Chandler. He feels like Michael Chandler is given a pass over these guys, like he has been given championship opportunity just after one fight. So that's why I think Tony Ferguson should fight Michael Chandler. Many people will say that Michael Chandler Justin Gaethje fight is more interesting, but who knows, what Tony Ferguson said to him, like the Dana White privilege. After 12 fight win streak, he cannot fight for the undisputed lightweight championship. That's a very rare thing. One of the most impressive win streaks in one of the most interesting division, one of the most tough division in the UFC. So that's why I think Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chandler makes absolute sense in the voice of Dana White. I would like to say that makes absolutely amazing sense. That's why I think Tony Ferguson could fight Michael Chandler. The other advice I would like to give my opinion is that Tony Ferguson must sharpen his skills. Like, he is a weight fighter. That's a game of his fighting. That's like one of the best points of his fighting. That's why he's interesting. But he used to take certain types of chances against these fighters, and at this age you cannot take chances against these fighters. Like, if you take chances against these amazing wrestlers from Dagestan, you will be in very, very danger. Like, this is why Tony Ferguson is famous. But Tony Ferguson should understand that this is not the way to deal with these amazing fighters. Like, this is not the way, that he's taking too much of damage, he's taking too much of pain in fighting in his style. Like, this is not the prime Tony Ferguson. We all know that, and we are kind of hurt by that. But still, I think that he should consider fighting a more safe style, so that he becomes the great Tony Ferguson that we know, the great Tony Ferguson that we all love. My last advice to Tony Ferguson is not only is that he have to fight safe, but he has to use his wrestling. Like, we know Tony Ferguson is an A-level wrestler, so we must want Tony Ferguson to show his wrestling credentials in the mat, on the ground, or in the UFC ring. Why? Because I must say octagon. Now, why? Because you cannot take those chances. You have to use your wrestling. You have to be a better you are a great level of striking. You are one of the best strikers I've ever seen. But I still believe that Tony Ferguson wrestling is very good. His darts joke is amazing. His amazing wrestling mixed with his unique style of boxing will be very beneficial for him. Like, he has a cardio for days. We know the cardio level of Tony Ferguson is amazing, and I think he can put that cardio level in his intensive wrestling style, so that he will become one of the best lightweight in the world. And he is, I think, one of the best lightweight in the world. Just these circumstances has been tough for him, and as a Tony Ferguson fan for life, like, I am following him for the last 5 to 10 years. Like, these are my heroes. Like, I used to watch Tony Ferguson, and I think like he's one of the best mixed martial arts performer ever. That's why I think Tony Ferguson. We need Tony Ferguson to stay. We need him to stay. We need him to fight in his own style. We need him as mixed martial arts fan. Thank you. If you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe. This is your stupid boy.